Hi, okay, we are going to make bread from scratch like it was done in ancient times. And you are going to see the true meaning of when Adam leaves the Garden of Eden, and as a punishment he's told, by the sweat of your brow you'll eat bread. And what it really says in the Bible is actually by the sweat of your nose. So I don't know if you guys have ever worked so hard that the sweat drips off your nose, but this is the true meaning of making bread. Okay, so stage one is you have a field and you have to plow it. You have to turn the earth over in order to make ruts in the ground. Now this is an ancient plow. I would be holding one end and a donkey would be pulling the other, and we'd literally be pulling this along in order to dig up the ground. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, stage one. Stage two, I have here grains of wheat. You walk along and drop them in the furrows. Okay, so we're going to be dropping the wheat in the furrows. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then, this is around October time, okay? This is around after Sukkot, before the first rains in Israel start to fall, okay? Now, what we have to do now is wait, okay? We wait, which is great. We have about a few months where we're doing nothing. We're waiting, waiting, waiting. The rains fall. The wheat starts to grow until it is tall and ready to be harvested. Wait, I just want to show you what the wheat will look like when it's tall and ready to be harvested. So this is what the wheat is like when it's grown. So imagine the field we are in. Over here is a whole field full of that beautiful wheat. Okay, so we have a field of wheat. The next thing we have to do is cut it. I would have this sharp, rounded knife. I would pull the wheat up and cut and cut and cut. All this wheat is cut, okay? All the way around the field. Then I have to gather it into bundles. So I gather the wheat and I put it in bundles, not little ones like this, but giant bundles, tie it up, and then I bring it to my threshing floor. We now have here all the wheat lying on the floor in the threshing floor, and we have to cut it. We have to separate the stalk from the wheat tops. So basically use this, which underneath has knives, and a donkey or a human will pull it around and around and around and around, basically cutting the wheat. Then what we are left with is all the wheat grains and the straw mixed up together, but separated. So the next thing we have to do is we have to winnow it. So we take a fork, winnowing fork, we throw it up in the air, woo! And as you see what happens, the wind blows away all the chaff, and what's left is the heavy stuff and the grains, okay? So next we have to sort it. So we take our sorter, okay? We put all what's left on here, and we pick out the stones, and we have another little time where we can get rid, in the wind, of the heavier stuff. What's left in here, of the lighter stuff. What's left in here is wheat grains, okay? So here I have a pile of wheat grains. I'm going to take these wheat grains and I'm going to grind them into flour. When you buy that nice bag of flour in the supermarket, imagine that in ancient times, in order to turn wheat grains into flour, a bag of flour that size would take about an hour. All right, so you really need some muscles on you. I'm going to take my wheat grains, put them in the grinder, okay, and turn it. Okay, imagine that was an hour, and then basically what happens is the flour starts to come out of the side. Now I haven't got any flour at the moment because I just put a few wheat grains in, but imagine the flour would come out of here, and that is how we have our flour. Now I am very hot and sweaty, and my photographer here is also looking very hot and sweaty, and she's just been standing watching me. So you can see how much work is really involved in making bread from scratch. Okay.